I'm starting to record the McIlvaine inventory using the date that you see on the screen, and we'll probably run this through. It'll probably take me 3 or 4 months to actually finish all the inventory, but I'll start it today and see how far I get along. I'm going to start with the books. It's in my office, and so there's the first book right there, and there's 3 or 4 books on the next shelf. Back up to the top shelf. You can start counting books right across through there. I'm going to go down to the next shelf. Get up a little closer so we may be able to read the title on the books. I don't know whether we will with the in the projector or not. Okay, third shelf down. And while we're recording books, I might also say that here's three bookshelves that we purchased in '92, and we paid $300 for the complete for all 3 of them put together. I have to get on my knees to get these recorded. Okay, there's the dictionaries. And right over there, some agriculture books. And there's nothing in that. And then here's our photograph albums. Probably have several $100s in the photographs, and of course we know those can't be replaced, but still we have them. Okay, these are books that's in the hallway. Here's a few of Violet's cookbooks. She's got hundreds of cookbooks, and I expect they would average out probably worth about $20 a piece, because some of them are $30 books, some of them are $25 books, some of them are only $10 books. But she's got hundreds of cookbooks. And I mean hundreds. This is just one small shelf. The rest of them are in the kitchen, on the stairway going downstairs, and here, there, and everywhere. This is probably as good a time as any to make these inventories, because Violet has all the shelves decorated for Christmas.
Well, I'd be ashamed to take the dirt.
Well, the dirt doesn't show up in the camera. I'm not taking the dirt. I'm just taking the books. Now these are the rest of the hundreds of cookbooks that Violet has stored around. I'm taking from the other shelf. There's two of these bookshelves. On either side of the hutch cabinet. Well, let's see, let's just go ahead and record the stuff that's up on top of it. Cabinet 2 while we're at it. Teapots, she's got a big collection of teapots. They go in with the cookbooks too. Even record some of the Christmas decorations to add into the inventory. These, to get these on the bottom shelf. That box of Kleenexes doesn't count. Okay, now going right to the bottom shelf now. It's hard to get down that far. Just hope that the titles of these books can show up in the video until you can read them. Let's just go ahead and make an inventory of the teapots and the things that's on top of this cabinet while we're at it. And also the hutch cabinet, because it's got a beautiful Christmas scene on it, and that kind of adds to the each one of those houses cost about $35, and so she must have a couple $100 right there in Christmas decorations on the hutch. Of her teapots. This is in the stairwell, and it may not show up because it's dark in here, but she has some of her pamphlet type cookbooks stored right here in these shelves. Basement now, and these are all my books. Some of them are college books, some of them are just fiction books, reference books, agriculture, a lot of agriculture books, pamphlets, some shop, quite a few shop books. And this is in the basement. There's just one great big bookshelf down here. There's a good set of, there's a big set of dictionaries. I've got one big dictionary somewhere that's it's a double dictionary that cost over $60. Now those are agriculture yearbooks right in there. Their value, they were given to me, so they really don't have that much. They have a value, but not a money value. And that's West Virginia Blue Book, and there's no money value there. Ralph Warner gave me most of those. Okay, right there's a set of encyclopedias behind the onion bag, and several of those books are agriculture books right in there. And then there's a set of health encyclopedias right down there. And these boxes here all contain agriculture pamphlets. Okay, now we're going to furniture, and I'm in the basement, and this probably isn't the best time to be inventorying the basement because it's kind of messed up from the Christmas package and so on. But that's a stove that we paid around $500 for. Here's our furnace, our part of the furnace part of our heat pump. And there's a 13-inch colored TV set and a stand. And I've got quite a few antiques. Now some of them are sitting on the mantle right there. I've got another box of antiques that sometime I'll have to open. There's 2 lamps. There's a set of firearms. See back there, there's an antique shaker rocker. I think it's a shaker rocker. And an old-fashioned glider that we've had. Of course, we've had that glider for about 40 years. But it's there's a tilt-back chair. And there's a stool. And here's Violet's exercise machine. Where is it? Where's the top of it? There it is. There's Violet's exercise. It's a rowing machine. And there's a filing cabinet. Several fish poles. It would be almost impossible to put a value on the stuff that's in those files. Things in the filing cabinets are things that I've collected that probably have no money value. These are Christmas packages or boxes to put Christmas stuff in, and just general storage. Okay, where are we? Trying to find my deep freeze. Okay, there's our deep freeze. And again, these are just storage boxes. Someday I'll open up some of them and take pictures of stuff that's on the inside, because I've got one box that's full of antique tools and antique things that's probably worth quite a bit of money. A tool bowl laboratory, a stand, a table or a cabinet, Sears washer and dryer, these are a collection of mostly antique bottles and stuff like that, and then a lot of this stuff is just junk. But I'll go ahead and run across the junk. Well, there's a school teacher's chair that came out of my old Boag building down at Gasaway. This is my sunroom, and we have wicker furniture. There's a rocking chair, and there's my grandfather's rocking chair that the kids got me so I could sit on the front porch. There's a love seat wicker piece of furniture, and over there's a lamp. Right here's a lamp, and different plaques and things that I had when I was teaching awards and things that I'd won and was given to me. those are things that could never be replaced, regardless of how. Porch. There's an antique end table or coffee table made out of a sewing machine and a cutting block. Another lamp. There's my sundial. The kids bought that for me. It was $60-some. And then right down here in the corner, on the floor, is my little girl with a rabbit that goes outside during the summertime. An outside view of my shop garage or shop building, whichever one you want to call it. I have a new roof on it. It was put on this last summer. There's my little storage place for my garden tools. And right there's one of my carts. Had a new paint job on this garage this summer. And down there's a storage building that Joe's going to take up at his place. I'll get rid of it. We're in the shop right now, and all I'm going to do now is just take an overview of everything in here, and someday I'll lay all the tools out and make a better picture of that you can see on the walls, the various tools that we have up there. That's a cabinet there with the hammers and drills and planes and so on in it. And then things that's hanging on that wall. Get that down so I can get a better view. This is one of the doors on the cabinet with the squares, mostly squares, and there lays a hammer. Okay. The other door has chisels and scissors and tin snips, and then here's my hammers. Then down below that cabinet on pegboards, merchant moments, I have several chisels and drills and files. There's a radio. I've been using the shop quite a bit, so it's kind of dirty and messed up, but you can get some idea of what the type tools and so on. There's a block and tackle. This is a center shelf. Let's back this off a bit more. Get a wider range. Here's what we need. Knives and chisels, or knives and putty knives and screwdrivers and all kinds of pliers. And then drill bits. One of the cabinets. Now this is the other wall cabinet. This is the door that you're looking at. Down there's a fan, clock, And these are my saws. And over top of the cabinet, there's draw knives, wrenches. And then underneath the cabinet is files and rasp, rulers and levels and squares and C-clamps and wood clamps, big hammers. Back in the corner I have four sets of pipe clamps, extension cords, a junk shelf with nails and screws and bolts and all kinds of junk on them. Just a collection of bolts and things that I've had for years, or that I've collected over the matter of years and years and years. A little bit of lumber and more junk. This is a cabinet that has, well, over top of it. Okay. This is a cabinet with the Okay, I'm going to record some more in the shop, and this is my cabinet that I keep some of my power tools in, and there's also some other junk in there. As you can see, this is a different date. I'll turn my date on. This is the 21st, and going across the top shelf. See, there's some more bar clamps, a drill bit guide, several rulers. Going down to the next next one. There's where we want it. Right like that. Okay. You can see her several tapes, 100-foot tapes, a stenciler, band clamps, several socket sets. These things later on I'll pull out and put on the table, but right now I just want to make a general picture of it. This is hand drills. There's another bit thing. That box there contains the gun for painting. Going down to the next shelf, another drill. 3 more drills, a saber saw, and a router. Next shelf down, there's 3 skill saws, another sander, and on the bottom shelf is a sander and a saber saw. here's my mechanic toolbox. Looking at the top shelf, the one that's got the screwdrivers in it. And this has got wrenches and bits and various other items in it. Oh, not down there far enough. Open end, box end wrenches, several sets. Mostly tools for small engine repairs. Okay, we'll take this all together. This is a brand new drill press that I paid $250 for. And this is my Christmas present for December the 25th, 1992. Never been used. Belt sander, 4-inch belt sander. Jigsaw. I think jigsaw cost me $150. The sander cost me about $110. And then the various things that's hanging on the wall there. Just take a real fast picture of those. I'll go down. I won't open the cabinet drawers underneath, but this cabinet here, these two cabinets here are full of bolts and screws, and these drawers here have a lot of junk in it, plus the C-clamps and bar clamps and so on. There's a 41-inch by 1-inch belt sander, fan, a turning lathe. Behind the turning lathe is a 6-inch grinder. Various turning lathe chisels. Radial arm, Sears radial arm saw. That's about a $400 piece of equipment. A tool rest, or a board rest. Right here's a Craftsman planer, about $425. Right behind me here is a air compressor. It was $260, I believe, something like that. A garden cart. On the floor is my old drill press. It was also a Sears. Had it for 40 years. Anvil, or a vise anvil. A vacuum. It's also a Sears vacuum. A Sears stove, about $300 for that stove. Underneath the workbench, there's a router, or shaper, I believe, a shaper, and some junk. And then on the floor underneath there, I don't know if this is going to show up or not, is a 8-inch grinder, 2 more vices, and a miter saw. Right here's a table saw. Right here's a jointer. Sears products. And right here's I got this in '91. This is my Christmas for '91. Was a 12-inch bandsaw. This cabinet contains numerous pieces of equipment, tools, supplies, motors, antiques, a whole set of metal shaping equipment. And up on the top is tarpaulins. General view of my shop, my woodwork, my wood lumber rack. Shop's a bit messed up right now. My radial arm saw again. And we'll inventory this machine later, but this is my Polaris four-wheeler. Okay, let's start by inventorying equipment and miscellaneous that's in the kitchen. I ran across this the other day. These are 2 pots that I inventoried the other day. Christmas decorations. Collection of silver baby spoons and forks and knives that belongs to Sandy and Abley and me and Violet. Our microwave. There's a microwave. Food processor, stove, ventilating fan, KitchenAid electric mixer, Whirlpool refrigerator, and there's the shelves that I inventoried the other day. With the dishes and so on. A dining room set with the 4 chairs. A step stool. And Looking in the stairwell, whether we can see it or not, you can see a pressure cooker, a coffee maker, a slow pot. In fact, there's 2 slow pots there someplace. 2 electric skillets. I guess we got 3 slow pots. And then other pots and pans. Have a work table with the Formica top and various pots and oven dishes and so on underneath. In the living room we have a cabinet for TV and VCR, a clock on the top and a cuckoo clock, a room divider, wicker chair that belongs to the wicker furniture on the sun porch, Christmas tree, and a wicker that's sitting on the wicker coffee table. A stationary chair that goes with the couch, a tilt-back chair, recliner, a lazy boy recliner, a end table, book with magazine rack, a lamp, pictures, an end table with knickknacks, a corner table with knickknacks, an end table, a telephone, a lamp, and a couch. That's a lazy boy couch. A bathroom with the usual things that you find in a bathroom: commode, a tub, a lavatory, shelves, massage shower, pair of scales, and there's a mirror. It's take a look at the good-looking guy that's taken all this inventory material. This is one way to get your own picture in the film without goofing. This is Violet's bedroom. A dresser and Christmas decorations. A Chester drawer with decorations. An end table or nightstand with junk. An unmade bed. Lamps. Another nightstand. Another school teacher's table. This also came from Braxton County, or from Gasway High School when I taught there. A closet full of clothes. A television set. Another chest of drawers. Pictures. I'm just making a circle around the room again. So if I miss something the first time, get it the second time. Back to the television set. This is a hallway with a bookshelf in the hallway. This is my bedroom with a corner knick-knack shelf, bed, pictures, a dresser, and a
Really?
And then it can actually become a problem, but it's not that unusual for people to not go really for 2 weeks, 4 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
and a flower stand. This is my office, and I showed you these bookshelves the other day. There's a lamp and a recliner. A filing cabinet, a chair. Where's a chair? A chair. This chair and desk was the one that I used the 19. You're at Gasway High School. And I went out to the new high school. Well, I purchased this desk and chair that was put up for sale. And I purchased it from the Board of Education. I didn't steal it. Let's redo this one again. Here's my desk. It came from Braxton County, or came from Gasway High School. This is the desk that I used when I was teaching there for about 20 years. And this is a chair. This is my teacher's chair in my office at the Gasway High School. And filing cabinets. Violet made me that picture of the owl. And Angie gave me the grandpa plaque. On the desk is a $400 word processor that I bought in 1991. That was also for Christmas in 1991. You might call this inventorying, but I'm just going to run this around the house. I'm standing on the front porch right now, just taking a wide view, standing right from the front porch. Remember, this is December the 21st. Down to the storage building, shrubbery, and down to the building that I'm going to do away with. This is my design of a bird feeder, made out of a PC sewer line pipe and a couple little drain pipes in the inside and blocks on both ends. The birds love it. Very simple little project to make. This is my heat pump and air conditioning unit that we put in about 3 years ago. And while I'm standing here, I'll just go ahead and make a survey of, I'm standing right at the corner of my house, front porch. I'll just make a survey right around at the shrubbery and the pine trees, and back up to Shattuck's garage. Patsy Christ's house. This is looking at my storage building down over the bank, and my compost is behind it, and then the pine trees, looking at the pine trees going up to the backyard, all the way back up to the corner of my lot, and the bird feeder, and then going back to the house. This is the back porch and the side of the house, and then this is the sunroom. The direction from the storage building. That's the jail on the other side there. Going right on around, and there's Sandy's pin oak that she got me about 5 years ago. It's been like a beautiful tree. And right on down, that tree there is just on the inside of my lot. That tree is just on the inside of my lot. And those are the chestnut trees. And then down to the pine trees. And building again, the grapevine, and my garage shop with my wood storage on the outside. Okay, I'm looking at the new jail site now, and it's still under construction. It's supposed to open about the first week in January, about 2 weeks off. So it's still looks like they still have a lot of work yet to do. Let's just take an overall view of everything up here, all the way around. This is a tower that they receive their signals. This little building here is where they store their tower and so on material. That's my old neighborhood over there, somewhere. Too high. There it is. The barn. Right on around. Okay, now here's where I live. You see that there's my storage building right there. And that's pretty well in line. You can see the other pine trees right over through there in the top of my house. The pine trees up to the corner of my lot, starting right there. This is the back of my house. There's a sunroom, back porch, back around to the heat pump, back to the yard, and out to the storage building. Okay, this is again is our back. There's a carport and a car and a four-wheeler in the sunroom, and back down the storage building and back over to the woodshed. Back of the shop, grape harbor. This whole area right through here, from this row of pine needles that I've got asparagus covered up with, all the way down to those chestnut trees, and 3/4 of the way out to the pine trees out there was all in garden. And now you can see how much is in garden. Just the area that is minus the grass. About this year I'm only going to have about 1/3 of my garden. And looking back up to the house from here and over, and the jailhouse. Those trucks right there are people that are still working on the jail. They keep their equipment and supplies in it. I'm going to jump on the people for all this trash that's laying around there too some of these days.